morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Thursday, October 8th, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. General Electric announced that it's inspecting outdated engine components, one of which apparently caught fire on the British Airways Boeing 777 at McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas last month. That plane's engine had caught fire a few seconds, fortunately, before takeoff. No one was injured or killed. There were 157 passengers and 13 flight attendants on board. Investigators have examined the location of the initial damage, which was deep inside the engine. GE has recalled older 777 engine parts to investigate similar kinds of issues if in fact they're present. The failure apparently began in the 8th of the 10th rotating discs inside the engine, which form the high-pressure compressor inside the GE90 engine. These discs compress the air in the engine fan before it mixes with fuel in order to burn. GE is also examining 38 parts that it's collected from other British Airways engines at their engine manufacturing plant in Ohio. GE is saying that once the investigation is done, the company will order field inspections in other countries. Apparently, according to General Electric, these GE90 engines are mainly on older Boeing 777s. This would be the 200 series most likely. Investigators are now trying to look for the so-called black box, which apparently was bolted onto the deck of the 790-foot El Faro container ship that sank somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle in the midst of that hurricane, Hurricane Joaquin. The only difficulty is the black box is probably in 15,000 feet of water. It's going to be very challenging to go down and get it. They'll probably have to use robotic submersible remote-controlled submarines capable of diving great depths. Questions are being raised as what caused the ship to lose power. Did pressure to deliver the cargo on time play a role in the captain's decision to press ahead? Was the ship's advanced age, more than 40 years old, part of the reason the ship sank? And was mechanical trouble caused by known work that was going on in the engine room at the time? Was that part of the issue? Since 2002, all large ships have been required to maintain so-called black boxes. They would contain radio communications, command discussions on the bridge, the ship's speed and heading, wind speed, and radar readings. They retain the information for 12 hours before they enter the water. Fresh off its failure to acquire partner Reaccess is cutting back. They're making job cuts of about 100 jobs worldwide. They're also reducing staff in Australia. The company has cut back their Australian retail operations. They expect to realize about $30 million in gains as a result of that action. Albert Benchimol, the company's CEO, stressed yesterday that the company remains committed to Bermuda and in fact has renewed the lease on its Hamilton waterfront headquarters for 10 more years. Insurance Insider is saying that back in May, Arch Insurance had been interested in possibly acquiring Access, but that talks have since cooled off. The losses from the Tianjin explosion continue to creep. Initial estimates had put it at about $1.5 to $2 billion. The next series of estimates came at $3 billion. And now, according to a conference at the International Union of Marine Insurers, they could be as high as $5 billion. This is as a result of the potential for pollution claims, as well as a challenging assessment process because China is not allowing easy access to the site. This will be, without doubt, the largest man-made loss in the history of Asia. Bank of England policymakers this morning kept the UK interest rate at 0.5%. They voted 8-1 to keep the rate at that low level because they still see no signs of inflation. Similar problem as to what's happening in the United States. The third most destructive wildfire in the history of California has ended. It is now 100% contained. That would be the Valley Fire. Valley Fire scorched about 120 square miles in Napa County, Sonoma County, and Lake County, destroyed 1,958 structures, including 1,280 homes, 27 multifamily structures, and killed 4 people. Officials are, quote, reasonably confident that the fire will not pick up again. Saudi Arabia has ordered a series of cost-cutting measures as the slide in oil prices weighs on the kingdom's budget. Finance Ministry has told government departments not to contract any new projects and to freeze appointments and promotions in the fourth quarter. They've also banned buying vehicles or furniture or agreeing to any new property rentals, and they told officials to speed up the collection of revenue. With income from oil accounting for 90% of revenue in the Arab world's largest economy, the drop of more than 40% in crude oil prices in the last 12 months has put pressure on the nation's finances. According to estimates, the kingdom's economy is still expected to grow at about 3% this year. And in Iran, yesterday, the supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said that further negotiations with the United States after the nuclear agreement reached in July are forbidden. He's saying that the United States has found chances and made damaging moves against Iran's national interests in these ongoing talks. He said an important part of the activities of the U.S. is to change the calculations of officials and to manipulate people's revolutionary and religious thoughts. He said young people are the main target and they must be alert. He's striking a significantly different tone than the Iranian president, Hassan Rouhani, who spoke at the UN last week, saying that we cannot live in the past forever. According to the Ayatollah, the much feared intelligence branch of the Revolutionary Guards in Iran have to be vigilant because he has imposed continued restrictions on things such as concerts, fashion shows, and other things. Here is what Ayatollah Khamenei's real problem is. 50% of the Iranian population is below the age of 35. Do the math. From 1978 to 2015 is 27 years. Mostly, the only regime these people know are that of the Islamic fundamentalist state. There are things such as the internet. They know what is going on in the rest of the world, and they want to experience it too. Good luck, Ayatollah Khamenei. It's like standing in front of a tidal wave. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.